Owen Maluma, congratulations and welcome to the press conference, to the global press conference for Marry Me. And I'll start with a very simple question. You both play two characters that are key in the life of a musical superstar, Kat Valdez, Charlie and Bastian. How do you see them and what do you like the most about them? I'll start with you, Owen.
Well, I think just from that kind of introduction, we were also kidding earlier, just the names. Bastian, Charlie. I think you get a lot of character information just from that. Charlie's sort of ordinary, kind of, I guess that would be sort of a man of the people, and then Bastian is this singing sensation and engaged to Kat Valdez, and sort of through circumstance somehow I wind up there at the concert, and the next thing you know, I'm on stage getting married, and it's such a leap of faith that when you read it, you're kind of, oh, I wonder how that's going to work. But yet in the movie, sort of everything that leads up to it, I think you kind of go along with it. I felt it was kind of believable.
How about you, Bastian?
Yeah, man. I think the character in the movie is great. Perfect for my first movie too. You know that it's the first time that I do this kind of acting, and I felt pretty related to the character as Maluma, right? Because we have these similar things. We both love music. We both love touring, performing, and everything. So I felt pretty connected. But at the end of the movie, you can tell that I don't really like that Bastion, right? Because he's super douchebag, right? He did a awful thing, just trying to be with Kat's assistant, right? And that's the only part that I don't get related to the character, of course. But yeah, man, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. The experience of being in the movie, and everything was great. Even the music, making the music was beautiful too.
Maluma, when you both have great chemistry on screen with Jennifer Lopez, how was it to work so closely with her on this feel-good romantic musical comedy? I'll start with you, Maluma.
It was great, man. I felt comfortable, because for being like my first movie, I was getting kind of nervous. I don't know what's gonna happen. I didn't know how it worked. Like it was my first time, and then when I was there with Jennifer, she was like, "Yo, we're gonna do this. You're gonna kill it. Just get a focus." She gave me a bunch of advices. Also Owen, he was there for me. The first scene, I remember that I had to yell at him like crazy and saying bad words in the first scene that we were shooting together. And then he at the end of the scene, he came to me and he was like, "Yo, man, I really felt that acting." And for me, it meant the world for me, because it was my first scene, and of course I was kind of nervous and everything. So yeah, working with Jennifer and the whole team was beautiful. Everything was organic. Everything was natural too.
What about you, Owen? How was your experience with Jennifer this time around again?
I really enjoyed it. Was it, Maluma, was that the scene where you say to me, like, you're just a fan? Kind
Yeah,
of?
who the
Yeah.
you think you are? Just a fan? That was our
Yeah.
first scene together, man.
I like seeing that because they show that scene in the preview, and it always makes me laugh because Charlie's like, "No, I'm not a fan," and then you see Jen like, and then I was like, "Well, I am now," and I feel
I
like
know.
in that scene, is sort of the whole movie. Like, what I like is that they don't stack the deck against any character, and it's not like bad. I don't know. You feel you sort of understand them, and you kind of understand. Everybody makes mistakes and things, and then Charlie, you can kind of relate to. And then as for kind of working with Jen, for me it was very relaxing. I think because Jen, it was nice because she kind of assumed so many responsibilities. It was kind of like I didn't have to worry about anything. She and Elaine were kind of, I think they had to sort of bear the brunt of kind of, the stress of everything. But for me, it just, and a lot of times when you work on a movie, you kind of hear it in your head, or you have casting ideas, and with this, everything, the way I sort of heard it and imagined it, I felt like the casting was just, everybody was just really spot on. And I don't know, it was a relaxing movie for me because I wasn't worried about anything. I felt it was, that it was working while we were doing it.
I feel the same after the first scene.
Yeah.
Because I yell at you, so after that, like, everything was perfect,
Yeah.
Thank God that was the first scene.
Yeah.
Of course, music is very important in this movie, Maluma. And there's a specific question for you, which say, why was it important for you to be a part of the soundtrack and to bring your Latin essence into it too?
Well, first of all, because I love singing, I love touring, I love performing. I've been doing this for 10 years in a row, almost. So I wanted to be part of the soundtrack, not even acting. I wanted to bring my Latino culture to the movie too, because I know that there's a lot of people from Latin America that they're gonna feel attached to the movie too. Not only because of the way we're acting, we're talking about this main character that is called Bastian, and he's from Latin America, and it didn't happen often. So for me, it was pretty important to show the world that we as Latin people, we feel proud of it too, and we can make it in the big screen too.
And is it true that Jennifer came to your concert and that's in the movie?
Yeah. I was touring actually. I was touring in those months that we were shooting the movie. I was touring here in the States, and well, the idea just came to the table to bring Jennifer to the concert, and maybe we could shoot one of the scenes there, and it was a great idea. I mean, it was kind of hard because it was in the middle of the concert, so I had to get ready and mic for the movie, and then I had the other microphone that was for me for the concert, and then cameras. There were another camera from the movie. There were cameras for the concert. Everything was like crazy. People were yelling at the sound because they were not understanding what was going on. But that was beautiful. Everything was worth it. The scene, for me, that scene is one of my favorites, to be honest. We were performing Marry Me, the main track of the movie, there at the Madison Square Garden, full sold out, 18,000 people. So yeah, it was pretty nice.
Oh, and you were mentioning before how Charlie's this kind of normal guy, and they're asking here that the movie really plays into the idea that opposites attract. Do you believe that in real life?
Well, to an extent, I think opposites in a sense from, different backgrounds and seemingly, very different. But I think in terms of your spirit, I think there has to be some sort of overlap in either in humor or the way you look at the world or what you're curious about or sense of adventure. And so in those ways, I think sometimes it helps to have a little bit of overlap, for that attraction to work.
Following up on that, Kat obviously takes a big leap of faith when she marries Charlie. What's the biggest leap of faith you've taken? Question for both of you.
Gosh, I think, for me, I did not study acting, and sort of like Maluma was saying, I didn't, go to school for it. I was an English major, but I always loved movies, and I liked writing. And so when my friend and I started writing a movie together, believing that I could act in it, I don't know that I did necessarily, but it was more sort of, my friend's belief that I could do it, and then people sort of, but I kind of expected people to not, because growing up in Dallas, if you had said like, I want to be in movies, I think people would have almost laughed at you, like, yeah, who doesn't want to be in movies? But I think that, that sort of believing that I could, maybe have a career doing something creative, that was a big, that's not the life that most people lead, and so that was a leap of faith.
What about for you, Maluma?
Well, for me, for sure is when I quit soccer. I used to play soccer when I was 16 years old, and my dad, he thought that I was gonna be a professional soccer player. Also, my whole family, my friends, everybody, because yeah, that's what I wanted to be, you know. But then I started writing my own songs. I wanted to write music, you know, and start creating music. Then I went to the studio for the first time, and I just fall in love with it. And I just quit soccer because I fall in love with the art. And when I went to the studio for the first time, I knew that that was the thing that I was gonna do for the rest of my life, right? So then I told my dad. He got mad, of course, because imagine my big. Sometimes I was thinking that my dad, he used to think that my dreams, they were too big, you know. He was like, yo, are you sure you want to be a global Latin superstar? Are you sure you want to do that? You can go to college. It's easier if you go to college and maybe, I don't know, you start being a doctor or whatever it is, right? And I was like, no, Dad, trust me, this is what I want to do. This is what I really love. I love making music, right? And for me, that was the break point when I quit soccer and I started making music.
And acting also comes natural to you. Would you like to continue making movies, maybe also in different genres?
Oh yeah, for sure. I love the experience. I love the experience right now in my life. I'm in a spot that I just want to do what I love, man. And acting was for sure one of the things that I love the most. So yeah, I'm looking forward for new options, new paths. Let's see what happens.
Speaking of new options, Owen, did Maluma or Jennifer at any time ask you to sing or dance?
Well, I'm not on the soundtrack for this movie. I did actually have a song on Starsky and Hutch, and I remember that was a real challenge for the producer. He said that I broke 3 auto-tune machines trying to get my voice right. So unfortunately, I'm not a natural singer. So
I just want to thank you, both of you, for making this movie, which is fun, which is romantic, which is feel good, which is everything we really need today. Thank you so much, both of you, and
Thank you, man.
congratulations.
Thank
Have
you.
a wonderful rest of the day.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey, you guys!